So hey everyone, Parivesh here. Today I am going to talk about my ACL reconstruction journey. So it was 1 month ago I took a tumble off my bike and completely tore my ACL. So let's rewind and see what happened. I really don't know how many of you guys are really into the riding, but I have always liked riding, bike traveling and going here and there around the country. Luck has always been good to me whenever I travel until the day it was at that gate of my house and I fell from my bike and twisted my knee, and unfortunately I felt a severe pain and I knew that something was wrong with my knee. So immediately I rushed, called to my family and they came to pick me up, and I went to the emergency of an hospital so to look at either I have some kind of fracture or anything. But the day, unfortunately, I could not do any diagnostic tests for MRI, like MRI or anything else, so I have to wait for next 2 days. And after the next 2 days I went to orthopedic surgeon for to check out some more, to check out what happened to my knee. So after I visited the doctor, he did something test which called Lackman's test to test the ACL stability, and after the Lackman's test was positive, he suggested me to do a quick MRI test, and after an MRI test it was it's hard to explain, but it was the dreadful day that I knew about the condition, and it was I had completely torn my ACL with some sprain on my PCL too. After I got to know that I have my complete ACL torn, I was so stressed that I had to lose my job, because my job was most of to travel to the field areas, to the rural parts, to work and to travel, and also I could not do my favorite thing, that is riding bike and riding motorcycle again. I was so traumatized and wanted to get back at my feet as soon as possible. So doctor scheduled my surgery. Before surgery, he also advised me to do some rehabilitation, because I have to strengthen my quad muscles and I have to increase my range of motion for the post surgery. It helps. So he said that it helps me post surgery to recover me more quickly. So my surgery was already scheduled, so I was not going to sit around and just look after what will happen on the surgery. So I dove into the first rehab exercise, that was squeezing my quad muscles and doing some hill slides to increase the range of motion. Day by day I increased my intensity of rehabilitation exercises, so that helped me a lot, guys. So I really suggest, if you have some sort of ACL tear, and you must do rehab before heading to us directly into the surgery. So the rehabilitation exercises really helped me for doing the surgery. Finally, the day arrived, and I won't lie, I was seriously nervous. And after reaching the hospital, after meeting the doctor, I was admitted at the hospital, and the doctor described the procedure about my surgery, how it will be going, and it was under the spinal anesthesia. So after I was taken into the operation theater room, the doctor injected me on my back quick spinal anesthesia. So after a few minutes I felt my lower body, I felt numb, and I was feeling nothing beyond my hip line, and the surgery was started. I was all awake and conscious, looking at the surgery procedures, and the doctor were twisting my knee, they were drilling something, and they took up the graft, and I was looking all at the same thing. But the doctor were nice, and they described all those things. They showed me the graft, and they showed me the interior part of my knee, the meniscus, the other ligaments and everything. After 2 hours the surgery was completed, and I was taken into the general ward. And the first day was so painful that after the spinal anesthesia was done and the pain really felt bad, and I was like, "And I don't want my knee, I want to cut off my knee." The pain was so severe, I could not endure it much. But even the pain medications was not that helpful. But after the first night, the pain gradually decreased, but it was still a lot more pain. I was still in a lot more pain, and the main painful thing was the stitches that I had taken from the graft. That was the most painful stitches, and that was also gradually settled down. After 3 or 4 days, I barely felt any pain, but I used to take some pain medications too, so I think that was helpful for me too. Anyway, thanks to all the doctors and nurses that took care of my surgery, and it went successful with no any complications. So I was suggested to do therapy from the day one. So I started physiotherapy from the first day after the surgery. So you also need a very good support from your family and friends. Thankful to the God, I got the most best family. I was never more excited to get back to home, even though it was on crutches and bandages and braces around my knee. The best thing was that I got the overwhelming and unwavering support from my family. So just look at this. This was from my niece. She was so cute and gave me this envelope when I came back to home. And this just made me so happy, and a beam of hope came to me that I will recover soon. And the main thing is that you should never stop doing physiotherapy exercises as recommended by your physiotherapist. So I started the physiotherapy from day one at the hospital and continued it back at home too. So regular physiotherapy exercise at least 2 to 3 times a day is perfect for your recovery. And I never stopped, and I believed in myself, so I got up more than 90 degree of flexion on my knee. So thank you guys.